Hey, welcome to Drive Central. Here's where you're going to find out what's happening on Drive this week. Don't forget /drive.tv, @Drive on Twitter, and Facebook.com/DriveTV, where the conversation about cars never ends. And speaking of never-ending conversations, we are on the set of After Drive. Travis Sikulski and Andrew Del Colli from this magazine, Popular
Mechanics. Mechanics is the technical term.
It's you've already seen the show, and actually, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's about autonomous cars. We're brilliant on it.
Really good.
And you
Really
are associate editor and also editor of the automotive section, which is called
Auto Intel.
Auto Intel. So Intel. There you go. Also, Bizarro Matt Farah, we like to call him. And speaking of Matt Farah,
You like that? That was for Matt. There you go, Matt.
Speaking of Matt Farah, this week on Tuned, Matt takes a look at a tuned Mitsubishi 311 RS. It's a very cool car. We actually saw it at the Classic Car Club recently.
That was great.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. Let's take a look at the clip. What an endorsement from Mr. Sikulski.
It was nice looking. Let's take a look at a clip.
That's Tuned every Monday on Drive, and coming soon, it's Inside Bentley. You guys have ever seen the inside of a Bentley?
Inside of the Bentley is the best part of the Bentley.
Flying spur. Pretty nice.
Yeah.
Continental.
Continental.
GT.
GT, yeah.
Yeah,
There you
with
go.
the
How about
V8.
that GTC?
That's the one.
That's
There
the
you
one.
go.
Yeah, nice.
That is the one.
Nice.
Okay, that's all we got. It's coming up soon on Drive. Watch for it. Inside Bentley. And this week on Chris Harris on Cars, it's a Ferrari F12 and 5 sets of destroyed tires. What?
I like
5
the
sets?
F12. That's
5
awesome.
sets of tires.
That's respectable.
Let's take a look at a clip.
Earlier this year, we'd rather cheekily squeezed ourselves into a Ferrari 458 Spider, and that video's done a few views. So on the back of that, I thought, well, let's phone Ferrari and ask if we can have a go in an F12 Berlinetta. And they very sportingly said, yes, you can. But this time, Chris, rather than give it back with bits of metal sticking out of the tyres, we'll give you 4 sets of tyres to destroy. You don't have to have much of an imagination to work out what's going to happen now, do you?
That's Chris Harris on Cars every Wednesday on Drive. Chris Harris on Cars.
He's the best. It's the best.
How was that clip?
That clip was fantastic. It might be the best clip I've ever seen.
We haven't seen the clip, have we?
No, we haven't. But I mean, Ferraris, Chris Harris, tires.
Tires shredded.
Ferraris.
Ferraris again, yes.
F12.
What could be bad? And on Thursday, it's After Drive. We'll have another question for you guys to answer and for us to yammer on about 30 minutes or so?
Video podcast.
Video podcast, if you will.
Yep.
And on Friday, it's Leo Parente with Shakedown for the best motorsports opinion, analysis, and attitude you will find anywhere on the internet at any price.
He's a good guy, that guy.
Best attitude.
Best
He's got a good attitude.
Good attitude. Spunk.
He's got a lot of spunk.
He
Spunk.
brings it when he brings it. He brings it.
Zazz.
Zazz.
He's got it all.
He's got it all. Leo Parente on Shakedown. That's every Friday. And that's it for Drive Central today. Travis Sikulski from Jalopnik. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me by.
On the show that we had last week on After Drive. You'll see it. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Andrew Del Colli from this magazine, Popular Mechanics.
I hear they're on the internet now.
We are at popularmechanics.com.
There you go.
We've always been there, you know. We've always
Plugged.
been there.
Consider it plugged.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah. And speaking of plugs, /drive.tv, @drive on Twitter, and facebook.com/drivetv. And
drive.jalopnik.com.
Thank you very much. We're the conversation about cars. What? Never.
It never
Never
ends.
ends.
Never ends.
Doesn't end. Just
Never
like-
ends.
No end.
Yeah. So that's Drive Central for today. Thank you guys for coming by.
Thanks for
Our
having
little
us.
room here that we have a little television
It's a good
set.
thing you got.
It's
It's a nice thing,
It's a
right?
nice
It's a
thing.
nice thing.
It's a pretty nice thing. We got windows, got a nice natural light.
4
in here.
walls?
Well, 2 walls.
What do you mean? That's a wall.
That's a wall. That's a. There's no.
What are we doing here?
Talking about walls and rooms.
What's this?
Oh, okay. That's not the conversation about cars. That's apparently.
Oh, no, no, we're gonna
We'll
continue.
get back to it. The
We're
conversation
gonna-
never ends, Travis.
It never ends. So
Sorry.
it's just going to end now. Okay.
Okay.
But we're going to keep talking forever.
Right.
But this show may be over. But we're going to keep talking. Go ahead.
Okay.
Turn off the camera now.
It's done. We're
Is
done.
it over? No, wait, keep talking. We have a conversation about cars.
Okay.
See that Aston Martin?
Martin.
Oof.
Aston Martin.
How about that, Aston
Yeah.
Martin? Inside
Not bad.
Aston Martin.
Is that a thing?
No.
No.
Okay.
But what about that new Mustang?
How about
Ford.
it? What do you think about Ford?
As a company?
He's
as
a good
man?
president.
He was a good president.
Yeah.
I actually don't know much about his presidency.
Not a lot of people do.
What do
Good
you know
President
about
William
I-
Howard Taft.
Do you know
I do
who
like
else was a good president? Martin Van Buren.
The best.
it? Oh, the MVB.
MVP.
Love the MVB.
MVP. That was his political slogan. MVB. You know me.
MVB, you know me. I like that.
Are you down with MVP?
I don't know. I was more of a Chester A. Arthur sort of man myself.
Chester A. Arthur with the giant.
He had the best mutton chops in the business.
He did.
The
He
best
did.
in the business.
He, by the way, grew up down here in Madison Park.
Really?
Lived in the park.
Oh, lived in the park.
In the park. In a box.
He actually was homeless.
What's
in
funny?
the box. Cardboard hadn't been invented yet, but he lived
In a cardboard box.
he invented the cardboard box so he could live there.
Grover Cleveland lived there, but on 2 non-consecutive occasions.
Except that Jim Henson had his hand up his
Well, the conversation should probably end at that
Yeah,
point.
this is the end of the conversation.
That's where the conversation
Grover
is.
Cleveland. Wasn't he the puppet on Fox that he did that
What?
that show?
Well,
Grover
just-
Cleveland.
Just Grover, though, right?
Grover.
No, Grover was just.
Grover
was
was
on
on the
Sesame
show
Street.
that was a spin-off of Family Guy. Grover Cleveland.
That's Cleveland.
That's just
from Family
Cleveland,
Guy.
From Family Guy.
Are you saying
Are
that-
you mixing Sesame Street and Family Guy?
And the history
and-
of America?
and puppets and animated series? Because this is just too
these
much.
are all
These are
things
all
that aren't
things-
together.
No. What are you doing?
I really don't know. At this point, we've just gone on so far and so
There's
long.
no turning. There's no ending to this conversation. So Alexander Hamilton, like him, don't like him.
Made
what are
great
your
watches,
thoughts?
fantastic watches,
Fantastic watches.
and he had Ham in his first name. What could be bad?
That was his last name.
Wow.
But the finest.
Take that.
I
And
mean,
put that. You're done.
so George Washington, what's the deal there, right?
Had a great bridge.
God, you know he built that.
None of that teeth
He
stuff's
chopped
real,
it
though.
down.
What?
He chopped the bridge down?
Chopped the
He
bridge.
chopped that down as he was sailing across the Hudson on Christmas Day, 1927.
Yes, and they asked him if he did it, and he said no.
Well, that's when he finally got the French out.
He did the French out.
The French out. Remember the Great French out of 1943?
The great French out of.
It was
God.
fantastic. They make good dressing though.
Yeah.
Good dressing.
Great gams.
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 Nice gams. Nice gams on the
I
front.
like a nice croissant.
Do you really? Do you pronounce it croissant
Only to piss people
or
off.
croissant?
Croissant.
Croissant.
Do you like a cronut, which is
Never
a
had one.
croissant
You haven't
donut?
even tried? You've never tried a cronut? I had
No,
a
I've
bite.
not.
You had a bite of a cronut?
Yeah.
Did
Had
you
some goo in it.
Did you buy it off of Craigslist? Because apparently that's the only place you
Yeah,
can get
no,
one.
my
I'm not
roommate-
willing to wake up and wait 4 hours to get a Chrome.